What if I told you that there are living trees rooted on our planet right now that look as though they belong on a distant, alien world? Towering living giants that have silently stood ground for over 1,000 years of human history. Species so extraordinarily rare that they cling to survival in only a single isolated archipelago, and botanical wonders boasting shapes so unexpected that they completely challenge everything we thought we understood about nature. Welcome to a deep, mesmerizing exploration of the Earth's absolute greatest botanical treasures. Today, we are embarking on a comprehensive journey to uncover the top 10 most strange, rare, beautiful, and mind-boggling trees, followed by the top 15 most exotic and unusual fruits found anywhere on Earth. Every single one of these species guards fascinating secrets, remarkable survival adaptations, and ecological stories that demonstrate the absolute mastery of evolutionary design. Before we begin this unforgettable journey together, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel, drop a like on this video, and share it with your family and friends who love the wonders of the natural world. Get ready to discover living colossi and breathtaking botanical marvels that will permanently transform how you view the nature around us. Before we begin, drop a comment telling us where you're watching from right now. We want to see how many countries this video reaches. Number 10. Grandidier's Baobab. Few living entities on Earth evoke as much pure wonder, awe, and quiet reverence as the majestic Grandidier's Baobab. Found exclusively on the island of Madagascar, this botanical giant appears to defy all conventional laws of plant architecture. Its massive, cylindrical trunk, covered in smooth reddish-gray bark, rises dramatically toward the sky before branching out into a compact crown. This remarkable shape gives it the world-famous appearance of a giant tree that was uprooted and planted completely upside down. But this surreal design is a masterpiece of survival. Within its spongy, fibrous wood, a single Grandidier's baobab can store thousands of gallons of precious water, creating a massive internal reservoir that allows it to flourish through prolonged, brutal dry seasons that leave the surrounding landscape parched and brown. Reaching heights of over 80 feet and boasting a potential lifespan that easily surpasses 1,000 years, Grandidier's baobab is widely celebrated as one of the greatest natural treasures on the planet. Its imposing silhouette dominates the Malagasy horizon, imparting an overwhelming sense of endurance, balance, and timeless majesty. While countless human civilizations have risen, transformed, and vanished into history books over the last millennium, this ancient baobab has stood unwavering, a silent, living witness to the unfolding story of Earth. For botanists and evolutionary biologists, Grandidier's baobab serves as a supreme example of living adaptation to severe environmental extremes. For travelers who journey from every corner of the globe to walk along the famous Avenue of the Baobabs, standing beneath these massive columns awakens a profound, humbling realization that Earth's most breathtaking structures were not constructed by human hands, but patiently sculpted by nature over countless generations. Protecting these remaining giants means safeguarding a living, irreplaceable biological heritage that continues to inspire global conservation efforts today. Number 9. Dragon's Blood Tree. High atop the windswept, rocky plateaus of Socotra Island, an isolated archipelago situated in the Indian Ocean off the coast of Yemen, grows a tree that looks as though it was painted directly for a high fantasy novel. This is the extraordinary Dragon's Blood Tree, scientifically known as Dracæna chinnabari. With its densely packed, perfectly symmetrical canopy, shaped like a giant upturned umbrella, this species presents a surreal sight against the rugged desert backdrop. Yet, this remarkable umbrella shape is far more than just a visual marvel. It is an evolutionary stroke of brilliance. The dense crown of stiff, narrow leaves acts as a natural shade umbrella over the tree's root system, drastically reducing water evaporation from the sun-baked soil below. Furthermore, during early mornings when ocean fogs roll across the high cliffs, the broad leaves capture airborne droplets of moisture, channeling them down the branches directly toward the central root zone. The species derives its famous name from the thick, blood-red resin that oozes from its trunk whenever the outer bark is cut or scored. For thousands of years, this deep red sap, revered across ancient Mediterranean and Eastern empires as dragon's blood, was prized as a precious commodity. Ancient merchants traded it along far-reaching trade routes for use as a vibrant dye, a varnish for fine stringed instruments, a sacred ritual incense, and a potent traditional medicine believed to possess healing properties. Beyond its historic appeal, the dragon's blood tree acts as a critical ecological anchor for Socotra's delicate ecosystem, offering vital shelter, shade, and microclimates for surrounding desert life. Contemplating this alien-like landscape, visitors feel as though they have stepped back in time to an era untouched by modern civilization. Protecting the dragon's blood tree is vital for maintaining the singular biological heritage of Socotra Island. Number 8. Giant Sequoia. Rising into the mountain mists of California's Sierra Nevada range is an absolute powerhouse of the plant kingdom, the monumental giant sequoia. These ancient trees do not simply impress onlookers with their sheer vertical height, which can easily exceed 250 feet, but primarily with the dizzying, unmatched volume of their massive trunks. A single mature giant sequoia, such as the famous General Sherman tree, holds the undisputed title of the largest single living organism by volume on the entire planet. Walking through an ancient sequoia grove is a deeply humbling, almost spiritual experience. Standing alongside a wooden base that measures over 30 feet in diameter makes any human instantly feel the true scale of Earth's natural power. Remarkably, many of these forest titans have been alive for well over 2,000 to 3,000 years. When ancient human empires were taking their first steps, these individual trees were already growing robustly in the cool mountain soil. Throughout their long lives, giant sequoias have endured ferocious winter blizzards, strikes of lightning, violent storms, and repeated forest fires. Their survival through millennia is made possible by their extraordinarily thick, spongy bark, which can grow up to 2 feet thick and contains almost no flammable resin, functioning as a natural fireproof armor. In fact, low-intensity forest fires are essential for the sequoia's life cycle. Heat from natural fires causes their high, woody cones to open up and drop thousands of tiny seeds onto the newly cleared, nutrient-rich ash bed below. Sunlight filters gently through their high green crowns, illuminating a forest floor characterized by quiet grandeur and timeless permanence. Preserving these ancient forest guardians ensures that future generations can stand in awe before living beings that have quietly outlasted millennia of human history. Number 7. Silk floss tree, or Pinera. Across the tropical and subtropical landscapes of South America, few plants possess the power to so completely transform a landscape as the striking silk floss tree. Known locally in Brazil as the Pinera, its swollen, bright green trunk is studded with dense clusters of large, thick, conical spines, catching the eye long before its foliage or flowers ever appear. At first glance, this heavily armored tree looks like a fierce, formidable organism straight out of a prehistoric jungle. However, when the flowering season arrives, the silk floss tree undergoes an breathtaking transformation that completely rewrites its appearance. Its entire canopy bursts into a dazzling blanket of soft, star-shaped blossoms featuring vibrant shades of deep pink, cream rose, and orchid purple. This creates a stunning artistic contrast between rugged, defensive strength and soft, elegant beauty. The thick green bark of its trunk contains high levels of chlorophyll, allowing the tree to carry out photosynthesis even when it sheds its leaves during dry periods. Furthermore, its stout, bottle-shaped trunk functions as an internal water storage vessel, holding essential moisture reserves to navigate long dry seasons effortlessly. The sharp spines along its trunk act as an effective natural barrier against climbing mammals that might otherwise damage its bark or eat its leaves. Inside its large woody seed pods, the tree produces a dense mass of fine, silky white fibers that envelope the seeds, allowing them to drift on wind currents over long distances. Across South American ecosystems, the silk floss tree serves as a bustling hub of biodiversity, offering abundant nectar for bees, butterflies, and hummingbird species, while providing safe nesting sites for native birds. It stands as a vivid reminder that nature effortlessly weaves raw resilience and delicate beauty into a single organism. Number 6. Coco de Mer. Hidden within the lush, untouched primary rainforests of Praslin and Cupuaçu Islands in the Seychelles, grows one of the rarest, most mysterious palms on the planet. The legendary Coco de Mer, scientifically classified as Lodoicea maldivica. Reaching high into the tropical canopy, this majestic palm features gigantic, fan-shaped leaves that can extend several meters in length, forming a sweeping green roof over the island forest. Yet, what truly catapulted this rare palm to global fame is its astonishing fruit. The Coco de Mer produces the largest, heaviest, and most uniquely shaped seed in the entire plant kingdom. A single double-lobed nut can weigh over 45 pounds and possesses a smooth, sculpted contour that intensely resembles a human pelvis. Centuries ago, long before the uninhabited Seychelles Islands were discovered by explorers, these massive double nuts would occasionally fall into the sea and wash up on distant shores across the Indian Ocean, including the Maldives and India. Because no one had ever seen the tree that produced them, ancient legends claimed that these mystery nuts grew on divine trees rooted in underwater gardens at the bottom of the ocean, leading monarchs and collectors to trade fortunes for a single shell. Today, we know that the Coco de Mer grows naturally on only 2 tiny islands in the world. Every individual palm grows at an exceptionally slow pace, taking up to 30 years just to reach reproductive maturity and up to 10 additional years for a single massive fruit to fully develop and ripen. This incredible slowness offers a timeless lesson in natural patience, proving that the planet's most magnificent creations are crafted over long spans of undisturbed time. Protecting the Coco de Mer is crucial for preserving global biodiversity. Number 5. Sausage tree. Out on the vast, sun-drenched savannas and river valleys of tropical Africa grows a species that instantly sparks double takes from anyone passing by: the extraordinary sausage tree, or Kigelia africana. The moment you lay eyes on this tree, it completely upends traditional expectations of what tree fruit should look like. Dangling from long, tough, rope-like stalks that can stretch up to 10 feet down from the main branches are massive, heavy, grayish-brown, sausage-shaped fruits. Individual fruits can easily reach over 2 feet in length and weigh up to 25 pounds each, making the tree look as if it were hung with heavy, swinging pendulums or natural wooden sculptures. During the evening, the sausage tree unfolds large, cup-shaped flowers of a deep maroon and dark red color, emitting a rich, musky scent designed specifically to attract fruit bats. These nocturnal flying mammals feed on the rich nectar, acting as the primary pollinators of the species. Once mature, the heavy, fibrous fruits become a crucial seasonal lifeline for savanna wildlife. Large mammals such as wild African elephants, giraffes, baboons, and hippos feed eagerly on the fallen fruits, dispersing the tough seeds across vast distances through their digestive tracts. Beyond its ecological role, local African communities have long utilized various parts of the tree for traditional remedies, while modern cosmetics frequently incorporate extracts from the fruit for skin-nourishing formulations. The sausage tree stands as a brilliant testament to nature's infinite capacity for crafting surprising, functional designs perfectly suited to wilderness survival. Number 4. Cannonball tree. deep within the warm, humid rainforests of Central and South America, grows a plant that causes pure astonishment for botanists and travelers alike. The magnificent cannonball tree, known scientifically as Curupita guianensis. Unlike most traditional trees that sprout flowers and fruits on high leafy twigs, the cannonball tree displays a rare and dramatic botanical trait known as cauliflory. Thick, tangled, woody vines sprout directly out of the main trunk, producing large, stunningly beautiful blossoms alongside heavy, spherical fruits. The flowers themselves are a sensory marvel, displaying intense shades of pink, crimson, bright orange, and white, while releasing a rich, sweet fragrance that fills the surrounding forest air. Right alongside these delicate, fragrant blossoms hang massive, woody, dark brown fruits that grow to the exact size, weight, and round shape of solid iron cannonballs. These heavy fruits remain firmly attached along the main trunk for many months before finally dropping to the forest floor with a loud, resounding thud. When the thick outer shells crack open upon impact, they reveal a pungent pulp filled with hundreds of tiny seeds. In the wild, ground-dwelling animals feed on the internal pulp, helping to carry the seeds away to germinate new generations of trees across the tropical floor. For botanists, the cannonball tree represents one of the most visually striking and structurally complex adaptations in tropical botany, proving that natural design holds endless surprises. Number 3. Candle tree. Native to the tropical rainforests and humid river basins of Central America, we encounter number 3 on our list, the fascinating candle tree, or Parmentiera seriifera. At first glance, this uncommon species appears to defy standard botanical concepts of fruit production. It earns its descriptive name from the unique, elongated, cylindrical fruits that sprout directly from its main trunk and primary branches in heavy clusters. Hanging vertically side by side, these cream-colored, smooth-skinned fruits closely resemble dozens of long wax candles suspended from the wood. Reaching lengths of over 18 to 24 inches, these candle-like fruits dangle gracefully beneath glossy foliage, creating a remarkably surreal, elegant visual effect that looks almost like a festive lighting display designed by nature itself. In humid tropical environments, the broad, rounded canopy of the candle tree creates a cool, inviting shade, while its pale, bell-shaped flowers open during the twilight hours to attract pollinators such as bats and insects. Because it is rarely cultivated outside specialized botanical gardens and native Central American habitats, coming across a mature, fruit-laden candle tree in the wild is a memorable privilege reserved for dedicated nature explorers. It serves as a striking reminder that the natural world possesses an endless capacity for sculptural creativity. Number 2. Buddha's hand. Among all the citrus species cultivated across the globe, none awakens as much curiosity, wonder, and artistic admiration as number 2. The extraordinary Buddha's hand, or Citrus medica var. Sarcodactylis. The golden yellow fruit produced by this small, elegant tree does not form a conventional round shape like a standard lemon or sweet orange. Instead, as the fruit develops, it splits into long, slender, finger-like segments that curve gracefully outward, closely mimicking human fingers folded in prayer or meditation. Beyond its captivating physical form, the fruit releases a clean, powerful, and delightfully sweet citrus fragrance that can easily fill an entire room for days on end. Across various Asian cultures, particularly in China and Japan, Buddha's hand has been revered for centuries as a symbol of deep prosperity, longevity, good fortune, and spiritual blessing. It is traditionally grown in quiet temple gardens and placed on altars as an aromatic offering. The tree itself features broad, glossy green leaves, delicate purple-tinted white blossoms, and a compact growth habit that transforms any garden setting into a tranquil haven. Because the fruit consists almost entirely of fragrant yellow peel and white pith, without containing juicy pulp or seeds, it is widely utilized for its valuable aromatic oils, candied peels and decorative presents. Buddha's hand serves as a beautiful reminder that nature crafts organisms not merely for raw functional utility, but also for pure, captivating artistic beauty. Number 1. Banyan Tree. Standing at the absolute pinnacle of our countdown of Earth's monumental trees is the undisputed giant of horizontal expansion, the majestic banyan tree, specifically Ficus bengalensis. If there were a true emperor among living plant structures, few could ever hope to rival the sheer physical presence and ecological grandeur of a mature banyan. Unlike almost all other trees that grow strictly upward in a single column, the banyan spreads endlessly outward in every horizontal direction. As its thick main branches extend out away from the primary trunk, they send down hundreds of thin, fibrous aerial roots toward the ground below. Over time, as these hanging roots reach the soil, they anchor themselves firmly, thicken dramatically, and transform into sturdy wooden pillars. These secondary trunks take on the structural weight of the massive branches above, allowing the tree to continue extending its horizontal reach indefinitely. As centuries pass, a single individual banyan tree can expand to cover several acres of land, morphing one single living organism into what appears to be an entire dense, interconnected forest. Some ancient specimens in India have been expanding for hundreds of years, creating massive green crowns that offer cool shade, shelter, and vital sustenance for thousands of birds, monkeys, bats, insects, and small mammals. Stepping beneath the vast canopy of an ancient banyan feels exactly like walking into a massive natural cathedral, where soft rays of sunlight filter through heavy layers of leaves, illuminating a network of wooden columns. The banyan tree offers a profound, timeless lesson that true strength and lasting survival lie not merely in growing tall into the sky, but in building a vast, supportive, interconnected network that sustains an entire community of life around it. Now that we have explored the planet's 10 most extraordinary trees, let us turn our eyes and palates toward another equally fascinating realm of the botanical world. The world's most unique, colorful, and mind-boggling exotic fruits. Across every continent, nature has crafted fruits featuring bizarre shapes, surprising textures, and incredible flavor combinations that challenge everything we expect from food. Prepare to dive directly into our countdown of the top 15 most exotic fruits on Earth, starting from number 15 and working our way up to the ultimate queen of fruits. Number 15. Baobab fruit. Harvested from the upside-down baobab trees that dot the African savannas, this curious fruit, often referred to locally as monkey bread, presents a truly unusual set of physical traits. On the outside, the fruit features a hard, woody, egg-shaped green shell covered in a fine, velvety fuzz. But when you crack open this wooden exterior, you will not find a wet, dripping fruit flesh. Instead, the baobab fruit contains a naturally dry, powdery, chalky, white pulp that clings tightly to dark internal seeds. Remarkably, this pulp naturally dehydrates inside its hard shell while still hanging from the high branches of the tree, requiring no artificial drying whatsoever. The taste profile is sharply tangy and refreshing, offering a delicious citrus-like balance that tastes very much like a blend of wild lemon, tart tartrate, and crisp pear. From a nutritional perspective, the baobab fruit is an absolute powerhouse, containing 6 times more vitamin C than a fresh orange, alongside high levels of essential minerals such as calcium, potassium, magnesium, and abundant dietary fiber. For thousands of years, indigenous African communities have harvested this dry white pulp, mixing it with water to create nutrient-dense, invigorating drinks, grinding it into baking flours, and using it for traditional remedies. Today, as the baobab fruit earns well-deserved global recognition as a superfood, encountering these fuzzy green pods dangling high above the African plains remains an iconic, unforgettable highlight of the natural wilderness. Number 14. Mangosteen. Deep within the sunny scrublands, coastal dunes, and sandy restingas of northeastern Brazil grows a small, aromatic fruit that holds a special place in South American culture, the sweet mangaba. The name itself stems directly from the indigenous Tupi-Guarani language, where mangaba literally translates to a good thing to eat, and it certainly lives up to that delightful promise. The mangaba tree is a rugged, resilient organism, built to endure harsh tropical heat and nutrient-poor soils. Its delicate, round fruits turn a soft pale yellow, marked with delicate reddish spots as they reach peak maturity. Mangaba fruits ripen so rapidly and become so tender that the slightest physical contact makes them drop naturally to the earth, giving rise to the famous local harvesting tradition known as collecting mangaba from the ground. The internal pulp is remarkably soft, creamy, highly aromatic, and sweet, with a gentle touch of acidity, offering a flavor profile reminiscent of a blend between ripe guava, sweet passion fruit, and crisp pear. Across Brazil, fresh mangaba is passionately harvested to produce artisanal ice creams, fruit sorbets, rich jams, and refreshing juices. High in vitamin C, iron, and essential nutrients, the mangaba represents an authentic taste of the Brazilian wilderness. Simple, sweet, and filled with vibrant life. Number 13. Rambutan. Emerging from the warm, humid tropical rainforests of Southeast Asia, we encounter number 13 on our list, the wild and eccentric rambutan, known scientifically as Nephelium lapaceum. This fruit grabs your visual attention instantly from across a crowded market. Its very name originates from the Malay word rambut, which means hair, a direct reference to the soft, flexible, red and yellowish-green spines that completely cover its outer leathery shell. From a distance, a cluster of ripe rambutans looks like a collection of brightly colored, hairy sea urchins suspended from tree branches. However, when you peel away this wild, spiky outer rind, you reveal a smooth, translucent, pearl-white ball of sweet fruit pulp surrounding a central seed. Biting into this juicy pulp releases a delightfully crisp, sweet tart flavor that closely echoes the finest white grapes, sweet lychees, and crisp pears. Hugely popular across Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, and the Philippines, the rambutan is consumed fresh as a cooling snack or incorporated into light tropical desserts. Packed with vitamin C, dietary fiber, iron, and protective antioxidants, the rambutan is visually dynamic, making the process of peeling away a wild, hairy shell to discover a sweet, pristine interior an absolute joy for adventurous eaters. Number 12. Cupuaçu. A direct botanical relative of the famous cacao tree, this heavy, oblong fruit grows to impressive sizes, often measuring over 8 inches in length and weighing up to 3 or 4 pounds. The fruit is protected by a thick, heavy, fibrous brown shell that looks very much like a large wooden pod. Once cracked open, the cupuaçu reveals a thick mass of rich, ivory-white, creamy pulp wrapping around central seeds. The moment the shell is breached, the fruit releases an extraordinary, unmistakable aroma, an intoxicating natural perfume that blends notes of dark chocolate, sweet pineapple, ripe melon, and fresh earth. The smooth, butter-like pulp possesses a unique flavor that balances tart acidity with rich, tropical sweetness. Across northern Brazil, cupuaçu pulp is celebrated as a cultural staple, widely processed into rich juices, ice creams, smoothies, artisanal jellies, and fine chocolates known as cupulate. Furthermore, the fat extracted from its seeds yields luxurious cupuaçu butter, widely sought after across the international cosmetics industry for its incredible ability to deeply hydrate and restore human skin. For the people of the Amazon, cupuaçu is far more than a simple food item. It is a fragrant symbol of the rainforest's incredible natural generosity. Number 11. Durian. We meet the single most controversial, debated, and legendary fruit on the surface of the earth. The famous durian, crowned throughout Southeast Asia as the undisputed king of fruits. Measuring up to 12 inches long and weighing anywhere from 3 to 8 pounds, The durian is encased in a formidable, intimidating armor of thick, hard, razor-sharp wooden spikes, making it look very much like an ancient medieval weapon. Yet, it is not its sharp exterior that made the durian internationally famous. It is its uniquely overwhelming scent. The odor released by a ripe durian is so intensely powerful, penetrating, and lingering that the fruit is strictly legally banned from hotels, public buses, subways, and airports across Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand. People describe its sharp aroma in wildly different ways, ranging from sweet almonds and rich custard to raw onions, gym socks, and turpentine. However, those adventurous individuals who possess the courage to look past the formidable smell discover an extraordinarily rich, silky, custard-like golden pulp inside. The flavor of top-quality durian offers a complex, luxurious taste profile that blends sweet vanilla, almond cream, savory garlic butter, and rich caramel. Extremely dense in healthy fats, energy, vitamin C, B-complex vitamins, and potassium, the durian is a true culinary roller coaster, an intense sensory experience that sparks either passionate lifelong devotion or immediate shock. Number 10. Finger lime. We discover a fruit that looks as though it was designed specifically for high-end culinary artistry. The remarkable finger lime, or Citrus australasica, widely celebrated as the caviar of the forest. Native to the subtropical rainforests of eastern Australia, this rare citrus fruit grows on dense, thorny shrubs. Externally, the finger lime presents a modest appearance, resembling a small, slender, dark green or burgundy cucumber measuring roughly 2 to 4 inches in length. However, the moment you slice open its dark skin, the finger lime reveals an absolute botanical spectacle. Instead of containing traditional, stringy citrus pulp segments, the interior is filled with hundreds of tiny, firm, translucent spheres that closely resemble fine caviar pearls. When added to dishes, these tiny natural pearls remain intact until you bite into them, whereupon they burst sharply against the roof of your mouth, releasing an explosion of intensely crisp, tart, and fragrant lime juice. Top Michelin-starred chefs across the globe compete to acquire fresh finger lime pearls, utilizing them to elevate fresh oysters, delicate raw fish, gourmet sushi, salads, and luxury craft cocktails. Containing 3 times more vitamin C than a standard orange, along with rich antioxidants, the finger lime stands as one of the most expensive, visually striking, and refined citrus fruits found anywhere in nature. Number 9. Jabuticaba. We encounter the astonishing jabuticaba fruit, specifically from species such as Plinia cauliflora. What makes the jabuticaba so visually unbelievable to onlookers is its remarkable method of bearing fruit. Rather than growing along small, leafy outer twigs like almost all other fruit trees, the jabuticaba produces its dark, glossy, purplish-black round berries directly on the main trunk and heavy, thick branches of the tree. When a jabuticaba tree enters peak fruiting season, its entire wooden trunk becomes completely coated from top to bottom in thousands of dark, shiny spheres, making the tree look as though it were wrapped in polished black gems or large dark beads. Each fruit measures roughly 1 to 2 inches in diameter and features a tough dark skin surrounding a soft, white, gelatinous, translucent pulp that tastes sweet, juicy, and delightfully refreshing, very much like a sweet Concord grape, which earned it the popular nickname, the Brazilian grape, because these delicate berries begin to naturally ferment within 48 hours after being harvested from the trunk. Enjoying them fresh, right off the living tree, is a cherished local tradition. Rich in powerful antioxidants, anti-inflammatory compounds, and vitamin C, the jabuticaba is an absolute icon of South American biodiversity. Number 8. Miracle berry. We discover a tiny fruit that possesses a mind-blowing trick capable of completely altering your perception of reality. The remarkable miracle berry, or Syncypalum dulcificum. Native to the tropical thickets of West Africa, this compact berry grows on small shrubs and presents a modest physical appearance looking very much like a simple red coffee cherry measuring only about an inch in length. Eat the miracle berry by itself, and you will find that it possesses very little natural flavor or sweetness. However, the true magic lies hidden within its pulp, which contains a unique natural glycoprotein named miraculin. When you chew the pulp of a miracle berry, the miraculin protein binds tightly to the sweet taste receptors on your human tongue. For the next 30 to 45 minutes, your taste perception becomes radically altered. Any sour, acidic, or tart food that you place in your mouth, such as raw yellow lemons, sharp lime juice, bitter grapefruit, or pure apple cider vinegar, taste intensely, overwhelmingly sweet, as if it had been dipped in pure sugar syrup, completely without adding any actual sugar. This miraculous sensory transformation has made the fruit famous worldwide for flavor-tripping events, culinary experimentation, and medical applications, where it helps chemotherapy patients regain their appetite by masking metallic tastes. The miracle berry proves that even the smallest natural fruits can hold truly giant surprises. Number 7. Snake fruit, or salak. We enter the tropical palm forests of Indonesia and Malaysia to meet the intriguing snake fruit, known locally as salak, Salaka zalaka. Growing in tight, spiky clusters near the base of low-growing palm trees, this fruit derives its famous reptilian name from its dark brown, glossy skin, which is completely covered in tiny, overlapping, paper-thin scales that look precisely like the skin of a snake. Peeling away this scaly, reptilian shell requires a bit of care, but inside you reveal 3 smooth, firm, cream-colored lobes that look remarkably like large, peeled garlic cloves. The physical texture of the fruit is firm, crisp, and delightfully crunchy, very much like a crisp autumn apple. When you take a bite, the salak releases a uniquely complex, sweet-tart flavor profile that balances notes of pineapple, sweet banana, tart apple, and a touch of natural acidity. Rich in dietary fiber, vitamin C, potassium, and essential minerals, the snake fruit is a beloved daily snack across Java and Bali, offering a memorable contrast between scary reptilian skin and crisp, sweet tropical fruit. Number 6. Gac fruit. Flaming brightly at position number 6 is the visually arresting gac fruit, or Momordica cochinchinensis, hailing from the rural countryside of Southeast Asia, particularly Vietnam. Hanging from strong climbing vines, this large round fruit measures roughly 6 to 8 inches across and is encased in a striking outer skin covered in short, dense spikes of an intense, glowing orange-red color that resembles burning embers. However, the true visual impact occurs when you slice the gac fruit open. The interior contains a dark, glistening ruby-red pulp wrapped around large, flat, dark seeds. This intense, glowing red color is the direct result of an extraordinary concentration of natural antioxidants. Gac fruit contains up to 70 times more lycopene than fresh tomatoes and 10 times more beta-carotene than carrots, making it one of the most nutrient-dense fruits on Earth. Because the pulp possesses a mild, subtle flavor similar to a smooth avocado or unsweetened melon, it is traditionally mixed into glutinous rice dishes to create xôi gắc, a bright red rice, served at Vietnamese weddings, festival celebrations, and New Year festivities as a powerful symbol of luck, joy, and prosperity. Gac fruit stands as a true ruby of the plant kingdom. Number 5. Ackee. We travel to the Caribbean to explore the national fruit of Jamaica. The famous ackee, scientifically known as Bligia sapida. Originally native to West Africa, the ackee tree was introduced to the Caribbean in the 18th century, where it adapted so successfully that it became an integral part of local culture. The fruit itself is pear-shaped and turns a bright, warm red-orange as it matures on the tree. When the ackee reaches full, natural maturity, its thick outer pod splits open completely on its own, exposing 3 shiny, jet-black seeds resting atop thick, creamy, soft yellow arils. Eating the ackee before it opens naturally on the tree can be dangerous due to the presence of natural toxins, meaning proper timing and traditional preparation are essential. However, when harvested correctly and cooked, the soft yellow areoles take on a delicate, scrambled egg-like texture and a mild, rich, buttery flavor. Cooked alongside salted codfish, onions, peppers, and spices, it forms Jamaica's world-famous national dish, ackee and saltfish. Rich in essential fatty acids, protein, vitamin A, and zinc, the ackee is a fascinating culinary paradox, a fruit that requires respect, patience, and skill to transform into a delicious cultural treasure. Number 4. Jackfruit. We encounter the undisputed heavyweight giant of the world's fruit trees, the massive jackfruit, or Artocarpus heterophyllus. Native to the tropical rainforests of South and Southeast Asia, the jackfruit holds the world record as the largest tree-borne fruit on the planet, capable of reaching dizzying weights of up to 80 pounds and measuring nearly 3 feet in length. Encased in a thick, yellowish-green skin studded with thousands of blunt, hard bumps, slicing open a mature jackfruit reveals hundreds of bright yellow, fleshy bulbs embedded around a central fibrous core. When fully ripe, these golden bulbs emit a sweet, tropical perfume that fills the air, offering a sweet flavor that tastes like a tropical blend of banana, mango, pineapple, and sweet bubblegum. Remarkably, in recent years, young green jackfruit has exploded in popularity across the globe as a revolutionary plant-based meat alternative. When cooked, unripe green jackfruit possesses a savory, stringy texture that perfectly mimics pulled pork or shredded chicken. Highly abundant, incredibly nutritious, and endlessly versatile. A single jackfruit can easily provide a wholesome, satisfying feast for an entire extended family. Number 3. Buddha's hand. Fruit focus. We meet Buddha's hand once again, this time celebrating the culinary and decorative versatility of the fruit itself. Unlike almost all other citrus species, Buddha's hand fruit contains no inner liquid juice, seed chambers, or soft pulp. Instead, it is composed entirely of aromatic yellow peel and sweet white pith. High-end pastry chefs, gourmet cooks, and mixologists across the world prize this unique structure. The aromatic outer zest can be easily grated, candied into sweet confections, infused into luxury spirits, or preserved into rich marmalades without the bitter aftertaste associated with normal citrus pith. Furthermore, placing a single ripe Buddha's hand on a table or counter fills the entire home with a clean, uplifting perfume of sweet lemon and wild lavender. It represents the absolute perfect union between natural sculpture and culinary refinement. Number 2. Pulasan. We find the elusive Pulasan, Nephelium mutabile, the rare and extraordinarily sweet tropical relative of the rambutan. Native to the pristine rainforests of Malaysia, the Philippines, and Indonesia, the Pulasan is frequently mistaken for a rambutan at first glance due to its similar size and reddish appearance. However, a closer inspection reveals key physical differences. The Pulasan features a thicker dark red or purplish shell covered in short, thick, stubby bumps rather than long, hairy spines. When you twist open the tough outer rind, you reveal a firm, translucent white pulp that is widely considered by fruit connoisseurs to be significantly sweeter, juicier, and more refined than both the lychee and the rambutan. Another delightful advantage of the Pulasan is that its internal pulp separates effortlessly from the central seed without leaving behind fibrous inner seed coats. Furthermore, the seed itself can be roasted and eaten, offering a subtle flavor similar to a roasted almond. Because the Pulasan is delicate and difficult to cultivate on a large commercial scale, it remains a rare, highly sought-after prize in Southeast Asian fruit markets. Number 1. Mangosteen. Crowned universally throughout the world as the undisputed queen of fruits is the legendary mangosteen, scientifically named Garcinia mangostana. Encased within a thick, firm, leathery rind of a deep, dark purple color, the top of the fruit features a small green wooden stem surrounded by tiny, leaf-like sepals that look like a natural royal crown. When you gently press and break open this dark purple shell, you discover one of the most exquisite sights in all of gastronomy. Bright, snow-white, glistening segments of fruit pulp arranged neatly like delicate, flawless cloves of garlic. The texture of fresh mangosteen pulp is extraordinarily smooth, silky, and delicate, melting almost instantly on your tongue to deliver a perfect, harmonious balance of tropical sweetness and soft acidity. Its flavor profile evokes notes of ripe peach, wild strawberry, sweet vanilla, and fresh nectarine all at once. Packed with potent, unique antioxidants known as xanthones, the mangosteen is not only delicious, but also deeply nourishing. Extremely sensitive to climate and notoriously difficult to grow outside tropical equatorial regions, the mangosteen holds legendary status among fruit lovers worldwide as the absolute pinnacle of flavor, physical elegance, and natural perfection. From ancient, towering living colossi that have silently weathered centuries of storms to vibrant, unusual fruits that trick our taste buds and nourish our bodies, our Earth is an endless wonderland of biological creativity. Every single tree and fruit we explored together today serves as living proof that nature is the ultimate sculptor, artist, and architect. Protecting these incredible species and preserving their fragile natural ecosystems ensures that future generations can continue to look upon our planet with wonder, awe, and gratitude. Thank you so much for joining us on this long, deep exploration of the Earth's most extraordinary trees and exotic fruits. If this journey inspired you and expanded your appreciation for the natural world, please leave a like, write a comment sharing which tree or fruit amazed you the most, and subscribe to our channel for more deep explorations of the Earth's natural wonders. Stay curious, protect our green forests, and we will see you in the next grand adventure.